Hey y'all, it's Sakoya.Justice, and I am back with my weekly video. This is a Q&A. Y'all want it, so I'm gonna give it. I got a few questions. Some of y'all were writing the same thing, so I wrote down the ones that are different. So hopefully you get your question answered. I just asked if, anybody has any questions on my surrogacy process, if I haven't answered it as of yet in my videos. So we're gonna get to it. If you see me looking down, that's because I wrote all of my questions down in my handy dandy notebook. And today I'm actually feeling really good. Now I feel like when I eat, I want to go to sleep. So yesterday I cooked and I went to sleep at 6 a.m. Woke up at 9 to pee. Went right back to sleep, woke up around 12, and I was out until 6 something in the morning. So I was really tired from me going out to the Chris Brown concert the night before in DC. And when I say his show was amazing, it was. He's such a good singer and dancer. Like, I love Chris Brown. I used to be in love with him when I was little. I love him now, but I'm not in love like I used to be. Because, he be doing too much sometimes. But anyway, let's get to the Q and the A. Alright, so I'm not going to say who the questions are from. A lot of people were asking the same questions, so I'm just going to go over them and answer them, okay? So first question, why were you so confident that you wouldn't get attached? I wasn't confident at first. I found a surrogate group on Facebook actually. And before I even started the process, that was one of my fears that I had, that I would get attached. And I'm like, how you gonna be pregnant with a baby and don't get attached? So I asked the group, I said, has anybody felt like, they're gonna go through this and not get attached, but you did? And everyone said no. Like, everyone. I had over 100 something comments, and all the women said, no, I didn't feel attached. I'm done having babies, because you know what your role is, as I said before. And with me, I feel no attachment at all because it's not my child. Like, I know that you can get attached to a child that's not yours, but what I'm saying is I already have the mindset, like I know what I signed up for. I know what process I signed up for, so I'm not feeling like this is my child and, we're bonding. It's nothing like that. I'm just somebody that's holding him until he's able to be on his own. So I know my role. That's why I feel like I'm not attached. And also, to become a surrogate with the agency, you have to have a child beforehand, because they need to know if you had a healthy pregnancy, and that helps you not get attached as well. Like, if this was my first pregnancy, then I would be attached. Like, oh, the baby's kicking. Oh, I'm experiencing this for the first time. Well, I can't wait to meet you. But I've been through this, so it's like, it's nothing new. Somebody asked, was the strain of the pregnancy the cause of your breakup? No, the breakup had nothing to do with the pregnancy. He was behind me 100%. He actually asked me, would I ever be a surrogate? And then I was like, hell no. I'm not going to be pregnant for nobody else. But then I thought about it. I'm like, that might be something I may be interested in, because I'm already an egg donor. I'm fertile, so why not help somebody actually, well, egg donor, you're helping someone create a baby, but have someone actually use my body to help them have a family. So I did my research on it and I brought it to him. He was like, just think about it, but whatever you decide to do, then I'm behind you. So our breakup had nothing to do with this pregnancy process. How do you approach dating during the process? I tried dating and it didn't work. And it's not just because of pregnancy, it's just because they're assholes. So I'm just going to wait, take time for myself, have this baby heal, and then I'll think about dating. But dating now while pregnant, it's just too much. It's just too much. Like, especially if they don't act right. Like, I don't have time for extra stress or, BS that some dudes do. So no dating until I drop this baby. Are you upfront with guys? Yeah, I'm upfront. I mean, most of the time they can tell I'm pregnant and I tell them like, this isn't mine. They like, what? this isn't my baby. Like, I'm a surrogate, I'm carrying, blah, 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 blah. And usually, even if it was mine, dudes don't even care. But it's kind of different when it's not for me. Because if it was my own child, then I wouldn't be dating anybody. But just going out to eat or, you know, spending time with somebody doesn't mean you can't do it while you're pregnant. So I am upfront about this whole process. Is surrogacy something that you would continue to do? I said I'm not going to do it again. I don't want to be pregnant ever, 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 ever again. But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe in the future. I said if I were to do it again, it would definitely be after my 30th B-day next year. So my birthday's in June. It would have to be after that because I'm having a big blowout for the 30th. So I don't want to be pregnant around that time. So if I did decide to do that, it would be late 2018 if I did it again. I'm not sure, but if I choose to, it would be then. Would you recommend it for other women? Yeah, I mean, I've had a few friends that were interested in it, and I would refer them to the agency that I'm with and to the ladies that helped me with it. So if you have a child already and you feel like this is something you want to do to help another family and also to make money, if that's what you choose to do, then yes, I definitely recommend it because you're helping yourself and you're helping someone else. So it's a win-win situation. For more sensitive people, I wouldn't recommend it. But with my experience so far now, the attachment wouldn't be a problem. As I said, when I talked to the group of ladies, 100 people said that they weren't attached. So, and I'm not attached. So you just know your role and you know what you're signing up for. So I definitely recommend it. If you're fertile and if you want to help someone, I definitely recommend it. Is it a higher bidder situation in the selection process? No. Basically, usually when you start out with the agency, they have a base rate of what they start people out on for a first-time surrogate. So it's not anything like, okay, the higher bidder gets to use my body for their baby. Some people might do that outside of an agency, but with agencies, they usually have a base pay of what they start you out on when you're a first-time surrogate. So it's nothing like me saying, oh, I don't want to go with this family because they're not going to pay me this and that. And you also create contracts before you start your IV process anyway. So all that is out on the contract. So if you want more for something, then you're going to negotiate that. But it's nothing like, oh, I picked this family because they're paying more than another family will. And actually the agency puts you together. But even if the agency puts you together, you don't have to pick that couple. And they don't have to pick you. Y'all can meet and you can be like, no, I don't want to, I don't want to carry their baby. We don't vibe together. We don't have a connection. But when I met my family, we hit it off right away. So I was like, yeah, I want to work with them. I had no negative thoughts at all. Do you plan to keep in contact with the family of the child after birth? Yeah, I mean, I think that we'll talk. Not all the time, but definitely with with our personality and our relationship that we have now, we keep in contact. We don't talk every day, but yeah, I'll check up, and especially if they're in this area, maybe I'll go visit them or they can come see me, just depending on where they're living at that time. Right now they're in my area, but it all just depends on the situation. But yeah, we'll keep in contact. That's nothing I'm against. Are you nervous? No. Nervous as in childbirth? No, been there, done that. Nervous as in seeing the baby? No. I've seen plenty of babies. So no, I'm not nervous at all. Does this pregnancy make you want another of your own? No. This pregnancy does not make me want another one of my own because, first of all, the sickness is not fun in the beginning. Not good. Like, this pregnancy, like I said in my last video, was totally different than my daughter. I was sick as hell, and that's the only thing that would probably hold me back from becoming a surrogate again. But this does not make me want another child. I already have a 2-year-old, and that's enough work right there. Have you had any negative reactions when you tell people you're a surrogate? Nope. Not at all. And all the time I don't share that I'm a surrogate. It just depends on the situation. Like the other day, I took my daughter to the dentist, and the lady was like, oh, when you do? I said July. He said, oh, is it a boy? I said, yeah. He said, oh, so you get best of both worlds. And then I said, oh, well, actually, I'm a surrogate. I said, but this still counts as me having a boy. So most of the time when I tell people I'm a surrogate, they want to know more. Like, oh, so do you know the family? And so sometimes I don't feel like explaining the whole process, so I just go along with it. Most of the time, I only tell people if I'm going to see them again. So the dentist, like, you know, I told her because I'm going to see her again, obviously, because she's my daughter's dentist. But, like, sometimes when we're out and people just say congratulations or, oh, how far along are you? You know, I tell them the due date, I tell them what it is, but I don't go into detail. But when I do go into detail, I never had negative reactions. They were like, oh my God, you're such a blessing, and wow, that's so brave of you, you know. So I never had a negative reaction. I don't know why somebody would have a negative reaction if they're a surrogate, but no, with my case, I have never, ever had a negative reaction so far. Does your daughter have questions about it? How do you answer? My daughter's only 2 years old, so she has no idea what the hell is going on. She just sees mommy with a big stomach, and she tries to poke it and say, but she doesn't know what's going on. Like, one time the baby was kicking, and I said, Layla, put your hand right here. It's a baby in it. She's like, So I don't have any issues with that. Like, I understand, like, if she was 4 or 5 or something, you know, I'll explain to her, but right now she don't care what the hell I'm doing. She is terrible too, okay? Were your eggs used in this process? No, my eggs weren't used in this process. I am carrying a baby that's from an egg donor and the father's sperm. It was already implanted. The embryo was already implanted when they put the egg in me. Well, the embryo in me. So no, I did not use my eggs. Some people use their eggs and do it the old-fashioned way and take a turkey baster and put it up there for JJ and get pregnant that way. But with me, I was in a medical facility. We did it the new way, I guess you would say. So no, my eggs weren't used. I don't think I would be a surrogate if my eggs had to be used. I don't know. I was an egg donor, but I was giving my eggs to someone else. I don't think I want to actually be connected to the child and then give it away. I don't want to have the baby related to me. I think that would get messy, and I might get attached that way because you know, it's actually my baby, you know. So I don't know, because a lot of people, I don't know, that's a whole different situation with that. That feels like adopted to me, and I don't know if I could give my child away. Being a surrogate, I definitely don't want to use my eggs, and usually they don't even do it that way anymore unless you're like a friend of the family, you know, somebody you actually know. But with agencies, you don't use your own egg. Your goal is to get in there, use the egg donors or the mother's egg with the father's sperm, and carry that baby. So even in this process, they don't use your own eggs anyway, so that would never happen in my situation, and I wouldn't want that regardless. Do you feel like you would get attached after the baby? No. No, of course I'm gonna take pictures, I'm gonna take video with the baby, and the baby's name is Mason. They picked out a name, so when I see Mason, it's just gonna be like, hey buddy, you're the one that's been kicking me, you're the one that broke my neck out right here, you're the one that made me sick, how you doing? Alright y'all, thank you for your questions, and hopefully I was able to answer it for you and give you a better view on this whole surrogacy process. It's been an amazing experience, actually. Like, I still can't believe some days that I'm carrying a child for someone else. Like, I never thought I would be a surrogate, but I'm always the one to step outside the box. This experience has been a great one so far. You know, I have no complaints except for the sickness in the morning. But other than that, I'm just happy that I was able to help someone else in this way, because I know how important it is for some people to have kids, and it's really difficult on them when they can't achieve what they're trying to do, you know, as in starting a family. So I'm just blessed that I was able to help a family. And if I decide to do it again, maybe it might be for the same couple. They might want another one. I'm not sure, but we'll go down that road when it's that time. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out my weekly videos. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all the love that y'all give me. I love y'all back. And thank you for being here with me through this whole process. And it's more to come. Thank you for tuning in. It's your girl, Sakoya. Mwah.